All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. She's got to bump the table.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, today, Paul returns to Antioch of Syria, Acts chapter 18, starting at verse 18. Paul stayed in Corinth for some time after that, then said goodbye to the brothers and sisters and went to nearby Cenchrea. There he shaved his head according to the Jewish custom, making the end of a vow. Then he set sail for Syria, taking Priscilla and Aquila with him. They stopped first at the port of Ephesus, where Paul left the others behind. While he was there, he went to the synagogue to reason with the Jews. They asked him to stay longer, but he declined. As he left, however, he said, "I will come back later, God willing." Then he set sail from Ephesus. The next stop was at the port of Caesarea. From there, he went up and visited the church at Jerusalem, and then went back to Antioch. After spending some time in Antioch, Paul went back through Galatia and Phrygia, visiting and strengthening all the believers. Not a commentary. This vow Paul took was probably a temporary Nazirite vow that ended with shaving of the head and offering the hair as a sacrifice. Numbers chapter 6, verse 18. This verse marks the end of... Did I read that right? Yeah. This verse marks the end of Paul's second missionary journey and the beginning of the third, which lasted from AD 51 to 56. Leaving the church at Antioch, his home base, Paul headed toward Ephesus, but along the way he visited the churches in Galatia and Phrygia, Acts chapter 18, verse 23. The heart of this trip was a lengthy stay, 2 to 3 years, in Ephesus, before returning to Jerusalem. He also visited believers in Macedonia and Greece.
I think it's important that we don't miss over the fact that he visited all the believers and encouraged them.
Yeah.
You know, it's important that we have good Christian friends that we can encourage and can be encouraged by.
Yeah.
It's not something that we need to gloss over.
Yeah, you don't just, you try not to anyway, just, turn somebody on to Christ and say, "Okay, thanks, see you later."
Yeah.
But this thing that came to my mind about his taking his vows, so he didn't completely give up all of his Jewish customs.
Right.
Unnecessary, because he never said, "You have to do this," when
Right.
he went about, but I guess, he felt the need to keep whatever vow he had to keep, which is good for us too.
Mm-hmm.
But, later on Paul says, just let your yes be yes and your no be no, and just, if you're going to do something, just do it and don't get all dramatic about it.
Right.
So, it looks like there is a picture here that goes at the end.
Okay.
All right. Hope everybody has a glorious day. We'll talk to you later.